Today, take a look at the Anbull 12-volt power supply. Okay, and that is the power supply. So one of the things that makes this one stand out is this little power switch right here. Most power supplies do not come with that. If you want to turn it off, you basically have to unplug it, or have a breaker or something that you can use to turn it off. This actually has a switch built in. Got a nice knurled surface on here so you can get a good grip. You don't have to worry about anything slipping. Got that for the positive as well as on the negative. And it appears that this is switchable. So right now it's at 115 volts for the US. And if you want to go international, we can switch that to 230. So I'm going to keep that on 115 because I'm in the US. You get some information here on the top. So for a wire gauge, we're looking for 7 for a max rated current of 50 amps. And that is 50 amps at 12 volts. And this is interesting. So it actually tells us for A and B. So A is directly connected to the lug. And then B is 30 amps where that is connected to the spin knob. Let's say on here that is 12 volt at 600 watts. So that is a 50 amp power supply. And it says that is a 3 conductor by 16 augs. So that is going to be perfectly fine for a 600 watt power supply. And on the bottom, it looks like we do have some mounting points in the event that we want to mount that to a box, as well as on the side and on both sides. And it does have active cooling. So they gave us a couple of alligator clips. This one has eyelets on it, so if we want to connect that directly to some terminals, we can do that and then connect it with this. And that actually does give us a couple of different options, because we could connect the eyelets directly on there and then use the alligator clips to connect to whatever we want to supply power to. Or we can go the other way around, use the alligator clips on the terminals, and then connect our outlets to whatever we need powered. Our other cable has those same alligator clips, but that is going to connect to a vehicle power supply. So if you got something like a portable pump or something like that that plugs into an outlet for your car, we can just plug that directly into here and supply power with the power supply. So we've got a Phillips screwdriver, we've got a mounting plate, we have some mounting hardware in case we want to permanently mount this to something, and then we've got our thumb nuts. So that is threaded on the bottom so we can attach to the lug. And we do have an insert on the top, so if we just want to quickly connect something to it, we can use the old banana plug, jab it right in, and we'll have power. Also got our instructions. It gives us all the same information that we already saw, and it gives us the product size. So 230 by 115 by 55 millimeters. And it says for a fork terminal, you're going to want to make sure that you got at least 6 millimeters of clearance in order to attach it to the top. And we're looking at a 4 millimeter banana plug. So these are labeled positive and negative, so you know which terminal is which. And I'm just going to set my probes in there. So these probes are not going to be the correct size for that. It's not 4 millimeter, but again, you're normally going to be using that with a banana plug, not with a multimeter probe. Okay, and we are reading 12.219 volts, so that is perfectly acceptable. I also see there is actually a little LED on the inside to let us know that that is powered, and of course you can hear that fan. It is not a super quiet fan, but it's also not too loud. So here I have a smoke machine for detecting leaks in vehicles, and that actually does just clamp onto that terminal. I was a little bit curious if it would actually fit in there, and I'm happy to report that it does. Now, I love using these machines. The only problem with them is that they are all only 12 volt. So if I got a car in my garage and I want to use this machine, I can't just plug that into a wall outlet. With this power supply, I cannot do that. And there we go. We've got our smoke machine working. Very nice. So yeah, if you ever need 12 volts, especially if you're going to be working on diagnosing cars, anything like that, with this being a 50 amp power supply, which is quite powerful for a 12 volt, that makes this a very usable power supply. So overall, I'm very happy with that.